So we're 45 minutes in. So at this point, whoever's doing the timestamps, this is where we're going to get into the actual show. Sorry, guys. I know we were having a lot of entertainment, talking about nerdy shit, whatever, and reading super chats, but we love interacting with you guys. And this is an interactive podcast, which sets us apart from all the other fucking weirdos out there because they don't got the balls to go live like we do. This is all impromptu. So go ahead, Fresh, take it away.
All right, guys. Today we're tackling 5 things you need to start a business with, right? So 1 to 5, we'll go through these and get these done for you as soon as possible. Number 1 is going to be pretty simple. A well-written business plan, pros and cons of setting up business. So, for example, you want to lay out your plan before you even start. Why is that? Perfect example. Let's say I'm inviting you to a party, right? Hella girls, maybe even prizes to the party, don't giveaways. Cool. You want to be at that party. However, I don't tell you where to go. No directions, no pathway to get there. So you're, hey, come to this party, but you don't know how to start or how to get there. So my thing is like, if you want to have a business, you need an end goal and you need a structure of how to get there. So you need, no matter what you do, a business plan. Now, it may not always go through how you want it to go through, but at least with this business plan, you can follow it, and you might make a stop here or there along the way, but at least you have a plan to get an end result, right? So, Chris, could you bring the article real quick regarding business plans?
Yep.
So, guys are all saying in the chat, "Oh, bro, I want to start a business, bro. Like, what should I do, bro?" First thing first, when you figure it out, you need a plan always, bro. So, here we go. What is a business plan? What's included and how to write one, right? So, just real quick here and highlighted. A business plan is a document that defines in detail a company's objectives, how the plan is to achieve its goals. A business plan lays out a written road map for the firm from marketing, financial, and operating standpoints. Both startups and established companies use business plans. So, guys, if companies are using business plans, you need to do it as well. And my thing is like, let's say, for example, you want to do YouTube, right? What's the plan? What's your goal? Ours is 1 million subs. And of course, along that way, we have different things like, for example, be consistent. With YouTube, for example, if you're not consistent, what happens is you might fall off the algo, you might not be put in recommended, and you won't be seen as much. So for us, we made a plan saying, cool, we're going to film content every week, every single day. Now, back then, when we first started the show, we filmed, like, as you guys know, 7 days a week, no breaks. But the plan was get out there, get exposure, and be consistent. So that was a game plan running with the podcast. So for you, it could be different. Doesn't matter. The point is that, like, when you start a business, guys, you need a plan. So my thing is, guys, number 1 rule is you want to do a business, look at the landscape, look at everything, map out a plan, and I would say that's how you get started right away. You?
I'll keep it very simple for y'all. Have you guys ever driven somewhere you've never been before without a GPS? The answer more than likely to that is a big fat
nope.
And the reason why is because you want to get to your destination as quickly and as easily as possible, correct? Same exact situation with the business. The business, guys, is essentially going on a journey, okay? And to get to that journey, to go through that journey and get to your destination efficiently, you need to have some things in place so that you don't deviate from the route to success, okay? Now, of course, you know, you got to kind of figure things out as you go, right? Your car might break down. You might get a flat tire here or there. You might have to take a side route to go ahead and get back on the main road. But regardless, you have a general idea and or concept of how you're going to get to said destination. The thing is, guys, when it comes to success, whether it's success in fitness, business, moving up the totem pole, even at your job or whatever, you got to have a fucking plan, okay? If you don't have a plan, you're going to fail. I always say failure typically comes from lack of preparation.
Yeah.
All right. So, and there's nothing wrong with failing if you're prepared, because guess what? You're prepared to fail. So therefore you can go ahead, fix that failure and keep going. But if you have zero plan in place, what the fuck are you going to do? So you got to know failing to prepare is preparing to fail. That's the truth. So with that said, guys, you got to have something in place, some type of plan. All right. Because I can't tell you guys, I mean, you guys have seen that on the podcast. How many times have you seen some bimbo come on and say, I have a lash business, or I have a fucking, you know, hair business or some other shit like that? They don't really have a business plan. They just say that shit to sound cool on the fucking air.
Yeah.
But the reality is everyone wants to be an entrepreneur, but no one actually wants to plan. Everybody wants to get in fucking shape, but they don't want to track their calories. Everyone wants to go ahead and get shredded and get abs, but they don't want to go ahead and eat enough calories, eat enough protein, go to the gym enough consistently, and be diligent about it. Okay. People, in other words, don't want to turn the fucking GPS on. What I'm telling you guys is you need to turn that GPS on and be prepared for it to sometimes have an outage, adapt, overcome, beat that shit like this. GPS comes back on and continue on. That's what it comes down to, guys. That's with any endeavor in life, whether it's fitness, business, you got to be able to have that GPS in place, adapt when it goes out, and then keep pushing. All right.
Well said. And just to be practical, guys, about this whole like number one of getting a business plan, you can Google right now how to do a full business plan for yourself. There's templates online and formats. Just follow that format, map it out, and then from there, start your business. Because, guys, you need a plan, guys, 100%. All right. Now, number two, funding. It may sound cliche, but it takes money to make money. And overall, guys, right, regarding a business, you need money to run the business, pay employees, even pay for product or services. The point is that, like, funding is very important. So how do you get funding? If you're a guy out there, right, young, ambitious, but you don't have money, guess what? You have connections, you have friends, you have family. Hey, dad, you know what? I want to start a business. Here's my idea. And if you did number one, you have what? A business plan. So now you go to your dad, you say, yo, dad, here's my business plan. I thought it out. How can you help me with this plan for get funding? And because you have a plan for your business, now it's more real and tangible. So for example, I'm just saying, what number two is, come with a business plan to either an investor, your parents, someone that you trust. And with that plan itself, how you move forward. So funding, guys, you're going to need because things happen. Even in real estate. Let's say you buy a property, you buy it today. In like a month or two, it might have roof issues. It might have like tile issues. The point is that like things happen. So you need money for emergencies or to even procure services and products. So my thing is, guys.
Can you talk about your mistake with your house?
Yes. So a personal mistake that I made. So I bought a property, I believe 2 to 3 years ago. And that property that I bought, right? I spent all my reserves to buy the property. Mind you, I'm only making $15 an hour at my job. So I'm struggling. But I managed to save up over 1.5 years enough money to buy the property. So thank God I had enough money. But I used that money, the $15K I spent for the down payment and the closing costs, got a property. However, like things happen, Murphy's Law, things can go bad. So I had issues with the property where like issues with the water, issues with the electric wires and stuff like that, and I had to repair it. Now, remember, I just spent all my money getting the property. So what happened was that money that I should have had saved up for repairs wasn't there.
Stupid. So
I had to work extra hours at work just to compensate for that loss. And
stupid.
Look, I had no life at all. But if I had money saved up, I'd have been better prepared, and I could take more action. I have more time to work on my business. So I say that to say, guys, that like you need funding no matter what. People say, "Oh, bro, you don't need money to make money." That is somewhat true, but things go wrong, guys. And if things go wrong, you're screwed. So I would just say to be proactive, have funding for your business because things do happen. So funding is very important, guys.
Yeah, Meek Mill famously said, guys, scared money don't make no money. If I ever go broke, I'm going to take your money. And that's the same exact way that you guys need to apply your endeavor when it comes to being an entrepreneur, being a business owner. You need to have money to make money, okay? Guys, we just dropped, almost 12K on a fucking podcast studio mobile, right? And I'll go ahead and pull up the picture real fast for y'all. I was going to post it on Instagram, but I didn't want to reveal all the sauce. So I'll show you guys a little bit.
Guys, I said $15 an hour. $15 an hour, not $5 an hour.
So here's some of the stuff that we bought. I'm not showing everything on camera.
This nigga, bro.
Right? But that's a bunch of the stuff that we bought, right? And some things are off camera. But the point is that the money that we make, guys, obviously you guys have seen it outwardly here investing, right? But there's a lot of things behind the scenes that we're spending money on and investing that you guys might not necessarily know. But, it's made the show better. Better cameras, better lenses. We got a full-on team recruiting girls to come on the show, getting new girls for you guys. We listened to the critiques. We put our feelings aside. I said, okay, y'all want new girls. Y'all want, girls from different walks of life, etc. We got Anwar and Eric and the fucking, in the paint making things happen for us. But we wouldn't have been able to do that had we not been willing to invest.
Yeah.
What it comes down to, guys, is when you make money, you need to be prepared to invest a majority of that, right? At least half back into the business so that you can continue to grow. Because we're not progressing by default, you are regressing. Why? Because time doesn't stand still for fucking anybody. So you need to continuously be growing, man, because by default, you're dying if you're not growing. So, and that comes down to not being scared, right? I got some heat for this, but I'm going to say it again. We take this shit extremely seriously, right? When I look at other YouTubers making money, because I have an idea of how much money other YouTubers make, and I see them, doing fucking bullshit on their phone, or they're not, upgrading microphones, they're not, hiring staff to make their show better, etc. I look at it like that's disrespectful to the audience that supports them, because I look at it like, if you're going to donate to the show, if you guys are going to go ahead and support us in all our other stuff, whether it's affiliate marketing, watching the show, donating on Super Chat, even liking the video, like I take that extremely seriously. You guys are spending your time right now watching us to give you value. So how the fuck do I look by not doing my best to give that value back and give you guys the best viewing experience that you guys can get? Right? Seriously, that's how I look at it. That's why I'm always upgrading the studio, always making things better, making sure that our sound is good. When we do have sound issues, we fucking try to fix it right away. We got Mo in the fucking back. We got Chris in the back, making things happen, making the show as efficient as possible. There's a lot of work going on behind the scenes, but we do everything in our power. Thank you, Christina. Right? Between,